Faith and the Forum Rethinking Church and Politics, centering on Marcus Borg's convictions. Episode 1. Beyond the misunderstanding of separation of church and state, is the church unrelated to politics? I think if you're a Christian, it's a topic you've seriously considered at least once. I want to share stories about Christian church and politics, over 4 parts. I'll be drawing from theologian Marcus Borg's book, The Contents of Chapter 8 of Convictions. I want to reflect on this with you. In my youth, I was taught that faith and politics should be completely separate. I entered college in Seoul in 1987, at the height of the democratization movement. But following the words of the church elders, I did not participate in protests at all. They said this: even Jesus lived through colonial times. But didn't he refrain from joining the independence movement? Faith was a matter of the soul and salvation. And I thought politics was a secular matter. But is that really the case? Does the Bible teach us to limit faith only to individual salvation? Looking back at history, the early church had a resistant attitude toward the rule of the Roman Empire. The confession of faith that Jesus is Lord, proclaimed by the Apostle Paul, was actually a statement that Caesar, the Roman emperor, is Lord. To Rome's ruling ideology, it was a political declaration in direct opposition. But after Rome adopted Christianity, the situation changed rapidly. As the church colluded with power, obeying God turned into obeying an earthly king. Afterward, Western society, which experienced religious conflict, made the separation of church and state a basic constitutional principle. Article 20 of the Korean Constitution also states that religion and politics are separated. This principle ensures freedom from religion and is a very important value that guarantees freedom of religious activity. But the problem starts when we misunderstand this separation as being unrelated. In the New Testament, as a basis for separating religion and politics, there are 3 frequently cited verses. First, it's Mark 12:17, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's, to mean that the realms of politics and religion are separate. John 18:36, my kingdom is not of this world, as evidence for the doctrine of heaven, that the kingdom of God exists only in the heavens. Romans 1:31, be subject to the governing authorities, to mean unconditional obedience to state power. Actually, during the time of Nazi Germany, many Christians justified obeying Hitler, based on Romans 13. Even when the US invaded Iraq in 2003, many evangelicals supported the president's decision at the time. Borg criticizes that these 3 verses have been misused differently from their original meaning. Jesus and Paul resisted the imperial power of their time and were executed for it. By misunderstanding the Bible's teachings, have we given up on God's dream and passion for the world and fallen into the trap of political indifference? In our next session, we'll uncover the biblical essence of politics through the lens of the Old Testament's revolutionary economic justice.